Am I the asshole for refusing to put my packaged snacks back in the fridge per my husband's request? Hi. I, F34, am diabetic and keeping packaged snacks near me is essential, because oftentimes I get low blood sugar. Due to issues I have with appetite, I don't eat lunch or dinner properly. My brother-in-law and his pregnant wife moved in with us a month ago. The issue began when my Sil started eating my snacks that I usually keep inside the fridge. I tried buying more snacks but sometimes they run out and I end up drinking water mixed with sugar in the middle of the night because I don't have anything else to eat and my husband won't go out to the store and get me anything. I told my husband and he told me to be patient with his brother's wife because she's pregnant and is considered, sort of sick, so she needs to be cut some slack. I had it to be honest. I moved all my snacks into the bedroom and inside a box just to keep them safe. Sil said it was strange that I no longer buy snacks but I told her that I actually still do. I just keep them safe in my room so no one can touch them. She side-eyed me then an argument ensued after my husband and his brother came home. My husband berated me for being rude to Sil and childish for moving the snacks and keeping them in the bedroom. I told him why I did that though, he knew what was up but he said I overreacted and that there was no harm in sharing. He demanded I put whatever snacks I have back into the fridge and stop acting like a child but I said that I won't and if his Sil and her husband get upset then they need to understand that I'm diabetic and need those snacks essentially. He yelled in my face calling me childish then walked out. Brother-in-law and Sil are cold-shouldering me. And my husband keeps pushing for me to put the snacks back into the fridge where they belong or he won't speak to me as well. Am I the asshole? Not the asshole. She can buy her own damn snacks. She's gestating a baby, not turning into one. Not the asshole. Let me get this straight. Two adults who are about to bring another human into the world are having a meltdown. C. You won't share your snacks? Please tell me there is a plan for them to move out soon. C. This will not get better when the baby shows up. They are going to have a laundry list of things you should be doing for them. Your pregnant Sil needs to buy her own damn snacks. Your pregnant Sil needs to keep her hands off your snacks. Your husband needs to back you up. You are drinking sugar water in the middle of the night because there is nothing else? This is wrong. Your pregnant Sil needs to be grateful and respectful that you took her in. Her entitled behavior is only going to get worse when the baby comes. I am so sorry. Not the asshole and tell your husband to pound sand and buy a mini fridge and get a lock on it and you don't have to care if anybody likes it. Take care of your own health first. It doesn't sound much like anybody else cares about you and your diabetes. Sad face. Info. Why can't Sil buy her own snacks? Not the asshole. Your Sil and Bill can buy their own snacks. They're adults. As a type 1 diabetic of over 20 years, I can safely say that you are not the asshole here under any circumstances. You keep snacks for medicinal purposes. I also keep snacks by my bed, in my bag, at work etc. 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 If they can't see that you need sugary snacks sometimes for an actual health condition, pregnancy is not a FKIN illness, then something is wrong with them. Not the asshole. Your husband is showing signs of being abusive. He said, there was no harm in sharing. There. Literally as though. Not the asshole, not at all. You're just looking out for your medical needs. BC no one else will, apparently. Am I the asshole for refusing to kiss my husband's wound? Throwaway for privacy. Background. Whenever my 9-year-old son gets injured or hurt, I'd normally kiss the injured area as a way to comfort him and make the pain go away. I also use it as source of strength and he certainly sees it this way. I do not kiss the skin directly but after I cover the injured area obviously. My 35-year-old husband got into an accident and had an injury, wound, on the left part of his chest. He has zero pain tolerance but he takes medication for it. The other day I was helping change his wound dressing and clean up the wound. Before I could place the new wound dressing he asked me to kiss it. I refused. It just didn't feel right. His wound was still fresh and there was already antibiotic ointment applied there so I just didn't want to do it. He insisted and I kept declining. He then got mad and said that I do this with my son, why not him? I suggested that we just let it go and proceeded to apply the new wound dressing. He stopped me and went on a long vent about how I don't care about him and that I clearly feel grossed out by him to not want to kiss his wound. I thought that was silly. I told him to let me finish changing the wound dressing but started arguing and had me leave the room. I left and he kept sulking for the rest of the night. He then told me son that mommy doesn't love daddy and don't want to kiss his wound so he could get better. I was floored. My son actually came at me for upsetting my husband and just made me feel bad all around. I kept thinking that I caused this situation and should have just done what he wanted me instead of creating this tension in the house. So what do you think? Not the asshole. Remind your husband that kissing his boo-boo is a mom's job, not a wife's. If he'd rather have a mom than a wife, he needs to go back to his mom's house. And involving your son in his temper tantrum makes him double the a-hole. Not the asshole. Your husband owes you an apology. Not only would I not apologize to him, I would 100% call him out on his manipulative behavior. Ask for an apology and agreement that he promises to never again use your child as a weapon. That shit is toxic AF. This 35-year-old man wanted you to kiss his open wound with ointment on it? Gross. I'm going to go with not the asshole here. I was rolling my eyes and thought, grow up, man. Then I came to the part with your son. Holy shit, has he lost his mind? Never involve your kids in your fights. Stupid as the fights, may be. The poor boy will probably get severe anxiety for you ever have an argument again. You're not the asshole but your husband is, big time. Not the asshole, your husband is a manipulative asshole. How dare he say that to your kid? Not the asshole who would kiss an open wound? It's an infection risk and yucky. He's behaving incredibly immaturely and it sounds like there's insecurities from you becoming a mother. He needs some therapy, I think. Not the asshole, he's right that you were grossed out. No matter how much you love someone, it's objectively disgusting to kiss a fresh wound covered in ointment. It could be awkward to explain to him that mommy's kisses don't actually have magic healing powers, so maybe start with something easier like, Santa isn't real, to soften the blow. What the fuck? Definitely not the asshole. Tell him to grow up, and if he makes any petty and manipulative comments to your son again, there will be another wound somewhere else. Joke. But seriously, tell him not to make these comments to your son. It's as damaging. Am I the asshole for kicking my sister out of my house at night because she threw all of my food away? I seriously can't believe this is a thing, but my parents are really upset at me. My sister and I grew up together but aren't very close. It really wasn't from any drama. We didn't have a big fight to cause distance, but rather just have opposite personalities and interests. If I had to describe my attitude towards my sister, it would be apathetic love, like, she's my sister so I want her to be healthy and happy, but we just unfortunately don't hang out, call to chat, etc. She recently received an opportunity to interview for a job near our hometown, and reached out to see if she could stay with me for a week. My mother was ecstatic that my sister might be coming home finally. She moved across the county right after college and hasn't been back in almost 10 years except for Christmas. She spends Thanksgiving with her in-laws, or the one-off birthday, business trip, vacation. I was more than happy to open my home up, thinking that we could maybe bond or deepen our relationship. It was all kind of awkward but nothing horrible until the third night. I came home from drinks with my friends around 10 p.m., went into my kitchen for a snack, and realized that almost all of my food was gone. I'm not even exaggerating. I swear 90% of my pantry was just gone. I asked my sister and she told me that she was shocked I ate anything with preservatives and unnatural, and that I was poisoning my body, so she took it upon herself to throw away everything she deemed unhealthy. Guys, I'm talking about significant othermuch food, both packaged and unpackaged. Even things like spices that weren't fresh were tossed. It was like someone had robbed my kitchen. I demanded that she pay to replace everything, but she dug her heels in and said that she was doing me a favor and that the way I ate was disgusting, her literal words. I know I'm biased, but my diet isn't even crazy. It's pretty much standard food you'd find at any grocery store. I was so upset I made her pack up and leave, and she ended up having to take a cab about 30 minutes away to stay with my parents. My mom is absolutely devastated that we're fighting and insists that I apologize in order to keep the peace, because she really hopes my sister will take the job and move back. I told my mom that if she wanted to lose not one, but both daughters, then she'd keep pushing me to apologize for something I feel I have a right to be upset about. My dad says that she's been crying every night though, and I love my mom so much I feel like a huge asshole for being stubborn about the situation. Edit. To answer a few questions I was asked per decimeter, d. Yes, I did invite my sister out to drink with me. She declined, saying that she didn't like going to dive bars and wanted to stay sober because it was a work trip. I respected that decision, but I had already planned to go out with my girlfriends. It was a birthday. I did the math, and she threw away close to $1,000 worth of food. I listed some items in a comment below, but it included dried pasta, ground beef, pre-cut veggies in a container, juice, canned soups, rice, chicken broth, leftovers, and even bread, because it was white. This isn't even close to the start of my list. Not the asshole. Your sister was a self-righteous asshole and was lucky she only got kicked out. I would have been tempted to call the cops on that shit. Not the asshole. She can apologize to you after she pays you back for everything she threw out. Not the asshole. This is a hill I would die on. I can't imagine having to suddenly replace all my food, spices included. Never mind the wastefulness of tossing perfectly good food that could have been donated to a charity pantry. Your parents' anger is misplaced. Not the asshole. Appeasement is not the answer. Has she thrown away your parents' food also, or was this just a special treat for you alone? Not the asshole. It's interesting how your mom is trying to get you to apologize but doesn't seem to be pulling the same thing on your sister. Not the asshole. Not at all. Your sister was way over the line and your mom is for asking you, the injured party, to apologize. Is your sister the golden child? Not the asshole. And I have the perfect solution. Go to your parents' house and pretend to sincerely apologize to your sister. Tell her she was right and that she really was doing you a favor. After your apology is accepted, head straight to your parents' fridge and pantry and with everyone watching start throwing away anything even remotely processed. After your parents react in shock to your behavior, look genuinely stunned and be like, I don't understand, I was doing you guys a favor. I wonder how they will feel then. Edit. Also, so sorry about your situation. That sounds really rough on everyone involved aside from your sister, of course. Are you a cannibal? Just for clarity purposes. If not. Not the asshole. Am I the asshole for telling my stepdad I wasn't going to conceal my pads, panty liners? So, I, 15F, live with my mom and her husband, of course. They got married a few months shy of a year, I think, July 2021 if I remember correctly. My mom, 41F, is a very conservative Christian woman and she had a bad experience with my dad, so she kind of rushed into marriage, finally finding that perfect Christian man, aka my stepfather. Anyways, my stepfather, I'll call him SF, moved in early October 2021 and took over most things in the house. The kitchen, living room, office, main bathroom, master bedroom, etc. was changed either partly or completely to his liking. I of course did not let SF touch my room nor my designated bathroom, but he still uses my bathroom occasionally when my mom is taking too long in the master bathroom. 3 days ago SF came to me with an issue, as he said. I usually keep my pads, daily liners out in the open. Not the nasty used ones, just the packaging. I keep the on the back of my toilet as I feel it's most convenient for me, and I never really planned to let people in my bathroom. But SF says he's uncomfortable seeing my womanly products, and asks I move them. I said not and argued that I wasn't going to make things inconvenient for me and said he could use the guest bathroom. SF said that he didn't want to ask, my bathroom is closer and that he is now my father and I should listen to what he says. What followed after was the classic rebellious teen versus stepdad altercation. I at first thought I was completely in the right, but after talking to a few male friends and my mother I am now considering otherwise. Am I the asshole? Edit. Thank you guys significant other much. I am very thankful for all the nice people out there backing me up and even pushing me to see how weird it was for SF to be concerned with my hygiene products. I will be talking to my mother about this issue again and possibly showing some comments, although it'll likely get me in a bit of trouble. Either way, thank you again for all the kind words and suggestions. Malicious compliance that I quite will be taking into consideration. Less than 3. Not the asshole. Do not let this man use your feminine products as a way to shame you. It's your bathroom and you should be allowed to keep what you need where you need it. You obviously have other bathrooms he can go to if it bothers him so much. And your stepfather just sounds like a jerk assuming he's your father now. Some things are earned, not given. Edit. Thank you so much for all the awards and such. It's been nice to wake up to. Not the asshole. There is nothing about an unused pad that men should feel embarrassed or uncomfortable seeing. Good luck resolving the issue. Holy shit. Not the asshole. I don't know what kind of piece of work this man is, but 1. He is not your father. He also has no right to dictate everything that happens in the house. 2. How many times a day is this man evacuating his bowels that he has to have unfettered access to 3 bathrooms? 3. Perfect Christian man. Oxymoron and more than half your problem, I bet. His views about feminine products are so archaic and idiotic that it defies belief. 4. Your mother needs to put a stop to this. Not the asshole. Not the asshole. Not the asshole. Not the asshole, but OMG. Can I make you a pad cozy? I'll label it as menstruation station, and it will be super obvious. My older daughter was horrified, and I don't have periods anymore. Please. Edit. Okay. Totally did not expect menstruation-related crafts to blow up. I am delighted. My own mother was not great about periods or anything period-related, so I try to be super supportive with my own kids. Not the asshole, stand your ground. That is creepy that he even cares. Not the asshole. It's your private space for your personal needs. He's an insecure weirdo who's deliberately encroaching on your territory and then getting upset when he finds your things. He can get over it or go use another bathroom. Not the asshole. That's your space, and a married man should be ashamed to be so squeamish at such mild evidence of a normal biological function. Not the asshole. If he can't handle seeing the packaging of unused feminine hygiene products, then he isn't ready to be a parent. Does your mother hide her products from him?